everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the final 16 at the USBA 3-cushion tournament at Carom Cafe. It's our first pro event since the pandemic. And Michael Pang, the owner of Carom Cafe, has been very, very kind to the billiard players to organize this event. It's being sponsored by Predator Carom Cues, Predator Arena, the Predator 3-cushion Revo shaft, the new exciting 11/8 carbon fiber 3-cushion shaft, and where you can find at 3cushioncues.com. And we are here ready to start this match. The players finished their practice. Players will now begin the match. Opening lag, 30 points. It's the final 16 players knockout. Just finished their lag. John Park is one of the best players, if not the best player from Houston, Texas. He's come a long way, all the way to New York to join the competition. He came out here to play the strongest field. He told me that he's excited to play because out where he is, there are not that many strong players to compete with. He's originally from Korea, where he's used to seeing lots of very strong players, some of the strongest players in the world. He does the opening break, and he misses the break long. Now that, the break shot isn't the easiest shot that you can put on the table, and it is sensitive to table conditions. So, especially with a new set of balls on the table, there might be a little bit of wax on the balls. It could slip away from you, and a slight mishit cause you to miss the shot. So, probably what happened there. And you at the table, looking to play this maximum spin shot. He actually has to hit almost at the second diamond in the middle of the short rail in order to score this with the amount of English that he's going to have. It's going to go slowly to the ball in order to maximize the size of the ball in the last rail, which he does perfectly. And he draws first blood. These two players are very well matched. Youngie Lee was once the U.S. National runner-up. I believe in 2004 or so. I'm not sure exactly. I think it was 2004. And he plays this one short, but the table slides out a little bit, and he misses the shot. He knew it right away. He leaves John Park a shot, which I think he'll play off the red. If he can slice this red to his right side of the yellow, he should be able to either make it directly or even make it as a backup on the yellow. So it depends on how he sees the shot. Let's take a look at the angle. Yeah, it might not be able to go long enough going on the inside of it. Oh, he's actually going to double the rail. He's going to double the rail. It's a smart shot. He's going to hit this with outside English. Spin it. It wasn't maximum English. He played with a lot of control. And just barely misses the shot. I think it's important to see that players would be really trying to feel out the table in the beginning innings of the match. Every table has a unique personality, and you want to utilize the first few innings just to get a read on the table. Once they lock into the table, they'll be able to make a lot of points. Youngyu, very close to the rail, hitting a ball that's nearly frozen, very sensitive. Doesn't want to have followed. Avoids the kiss. Nails the point. Beautiful shot. Both of these players are very offensive-minded, high score, shot makers, and Youngby's very, very knowledgeable. He's been playing three-cushion billiards and one of the highest handicap players in our league at one point. He has a lot of pride in his game and also extremely serious. He just got a new Predator cue with Revo shaft, and he's really loving it. It suits his game well. He can add power and finesse. And he leaves it, sees a leave that is very, very favorable. Same thing, he'll try to take a straight line to the second rail, avoid any hooks and swerves. So it looks like he's cueing right in the middle of the ball. Into a fairly big ball, hits it with a great speed. Starting to really take charge of this game. And John Park just waiting for his turn. He'll play the short angle off the white. High follow, right English. He's got to spin to the second rail near the corner. Does he have enough English? Just short. So he's got 4 points, and John Park's coming to the table with a very makeable 5-rail shot, or 3 or 5 rail shot. Let's see which way he goes. He's got to drive the red away from the yellow. He chose to go 5 rails, and he makes his first point. Table's wide open. Now, John has a pretty good chance to play this one 5 rails. Off the left side of the yellow, he'll try to stun to the long rail near the corner. If he decides to hit 5 rails, then he'll do that. Otherwise, he could follow it a little bit and make it shorter and go 7 rails. Let's see which way he'll go. How he feels how to miss the kiss on the yellow as it crosses the table is what will dictate. He avoided all the kisses, and he goes to score, and he barely misses the shot. With a natural defense, however, there is a possible ticky. Let's take a look. There might be a no English ticky in the corner here. Very interested to see if Younggu feels he can get in there. If not, he'll have to swing across table, but that looks like a little bit kissy off the red. But I think he's probably aiming at the ticky. Let's take a look. Makes it easily. And the balls are rolling very well for him. He has a shot here that It's almost one that you might want to set up just to demonstrate the rules of the game. But here's where he has to decide if he's going to go 3 directly or 4 rails and go long. It's going to depend on what he'd like to achieve for the next shot. Decides to go 3 directly. And it was a smart choice. He leaves himself, with all the balls on the same side of the table, he leaves himself with a cross table shot. Either a cross table shot, or you can do a backup ticky off the red, but he decides to go cross table. It's the least complicated, no kisses, long, long, long here. With high speed. He just caught a little bit too thin on the ball. So that's why he he ran into the 3rd ball after only 2 cushions. John Parks relieved, because that could have started a big run, and they're only playing to 30 points, so it's a very short match. He's he's actually looking to go on the inside and play this as a ticky. Speed's going to be a big factor here. And he rolls it in with a very natural kind of speed, but it's a little bit short. So John doesn't have a full read on this table yet, but he's going to have to really pay attention and be very careful, because Youngyu, when he locks onto the table, he's very, very dangerous. He can score a lot of points very quickly. One thing I like about Youngyu's game is he shoots without any fear. Very confident player, which is something that is kind of like a suit of armor, you know, for a billiard player. He has a lot of confidence. That time, let the ball slip away a little bit. He didn't miss it by much. Very, very close. Very good try. And he's playing completely open. This is the beginning of the game. The strategy looks like they're just trying to run out of the gate and see how, let their stroke out and you know, take the balls where they fall. He's such a good shot maker. Both of them are such good shot makers. You'll see very little safety, especially in the beginning part of the game. They might play a little bit safety later if the score line's very close, or if somebody's trying to control the game against the other. But right now, they're just going to have a little slugfest and see who can score better on these open positions. There's a choice to go 3 or 5. It looks like he's going to go 5 rails. And avoid this kiss. Barely avoids the kiss. And scores. He needs some open positions to start to feel the table, since we got a sense from the first couple of innings that John is a little bit tentative about the conditions. He missed the break shot, so that doesn't help with the confidence. But actually, the break shot being missed can give a lot of information, and we'll see how he uses that information at the rest of the match. That's going to be very important. Reverse. Spinning, reverse on the first rail and natural on the last 2. Control shot. This, if he scores, this will help greatly in his read of the table. Well, he just missed it. Not by much at all. So he's honing in, and I expect that he will lock into this table very, very soon, and we'll start seeing some good back and forth play. John defended a little bit. At least he left a distance. There's a couple of ways that he might bank it, but he's not even thinking about it. He's going to go off the red ball and try to go 4 rails, 4 or 6 rails. Let's take a look. He chose to go 6. Plays it short, but is it short enough? Let's see if he has the backup. Beautiful. That was a wonderful shot. And he's rewarded with another 7-rail shot. The only thing he needs to do is make sure he doesn't cut that white ball into a path that the yellow ball will be following. Otherwise, he'll have a head-on crash, or worse, he needs to make sure he doesn't cut the white ball anywhere near the red, which doesn't seem to be a problem for him. Let's see if he can avoid a head-on kiss with the yellow and the white. He misses all the kisses. He plays it short, but a little bit too short. He used the speed to shorten it up, but it looked like he may have hit the ball a little bit too full, or a little more speed. He did play the 7-rail back up, or maybe, or 6 or 7 rails. So he leaves John a short angle that he might play with no English or even a little bit of hold up. That's right English. A little check on the first rail to flatten it out and have no English by the 3rd rail is what he's going to try to get. He hits it, perfect touch. And I get the sense that John is really starting to feel the table. He knows that's what he needs to do. And he has to also show his opponent that he's got a read on the table, and that can hopefully instill a little more fear in his opponent. His opponent, who, as I mentioned, is not afraid of anybody. A little bit of a misread on the first rail there, but a speed to defend a little bit. He leaves Youngyu a bank shot. Looks like Youngyu's going to go looking, instead of to go 3, he's going to play a less complicated 2-rail, kick into the back of the 3 and make a tiki. So it's like a backup tiki, but he's got to hit with a decent speed so that when he hits the ball, he gets back to the rail, and I don't think he did. He knew it right away, and he returned back to his seat. For most knowledgeable players, the referee is not as important of a role, because the 2 players, especially if they're very evenly matched, will know immediately if a point was good or not. And there's a strong culture and honor code amongst the billiard players, at least the ones in New York here. Beautiful. Now he sighed a little bit because he was afraid he was going to get stuck behind the yellow, but the red popped its head out. So he now has a short angle off the red ball, but he doesn't even look like he's looking at it. Nah, he just wanted to explore all the options off the yellow, but he will end up going and shooting this short angle. Push this with just a little bit of English and slightly too little English. He would have liked to have maybe a 1/4 tip more English on that. He may have tried to hit it slightly more ball. All of those short angles are sensitive. And the table is pretty wide open. Let's take a look. He's playing inside, but he has to contend with a kiss. He's got to take out a kiss with the yellow and the white. Let's see how he avoids this. He's going to hit it very, very thin. Or he might be looking to go short, long, long, short, and back it out. He's abandoning it. It's too kissy. Oh, no, he must see a way. Looks like he's going to play the outside of the ball, where there are no kisses. And he might be able to use reverse English and then spin it with natural in the next 2. That's exactly what he's queuing up. He's got to be careful that he doesn't hit the yellow so full that it starts interfering with the end of the shot. right there. He passes all of the kisses. Oh, got a kiss late at the end of the shot. And it's very difficult to anticipate some of those. Sometimes you get a feeling that you can control the balls. And it's the most knowledgeable players that will really be able to put the finishing touches to finish to avoid all the kisses. Leaves John a natural, which he cinches. Another natural. No kisses here. He'll be hitting the red just up and down in the middle of the table. And he's just got to focus on hitting his third rail right before the yellow. Which he hits the third rail and he finds a hole. Wow. So, as I said, it seems like he's still struggling a little bit with the speed. It seems like he missed that last shot, almost very similarly to the way he missed the break shot. He may have hit the first ball a little full and misjudged the action. But he's sure to be staying very attentive and noticing all of these ways that the ball is reacting and making his adjustments. Younggu's trying to go three rails here. Short, long, long. Oh, he actually hit it thinner. The second he hit it, he knew he had missed it long. I feel like he may have been trying to hit that. John sees a piece of dirt on the ball, and he's working with his opponent to make sure that the ball doesn't have any debris. There may have been a piece of chalk on it or a hair. The offending debris was removed, and the game goes on. So John is looking at a 5-cushion shot here that's got a lot of kisses. So let's see how he weaves between the kisses. There's a kiss on the right side of the table he's got to get out of. And he does. He does it very skillfully. And then there's a final kiss here that he just was not able to anticipate. And a little unfortunate. That was a very intricate shot that had to be hit precisely, not to cut the first ball into the red and avoid the congestion as the balls nearly passed each other, but then finally, the last part of the shot, he did get kissed out. He leaves Younggu a spin shot. He'll probably hit this yellow, white pretty full, and then score slowly with a lot of English on the red to hedge himself. In case he misses, he'll drive the white ball to the other side of the table. Yes, he does. Drives the other ball to the other side of the table. Does he have enough English to score? Not quite enough English, but he does have the speed to have a chance to leave a difficult shot. Now, if that yellow ball were frozen to the rail, it'd be a lot more difficult. But the way it stopped right here, it's actually a very simple tikkie, or very makeable tikkie, I should say. Most of the Koreans are rail first experts, and he is one of them. Hits this one like it's nothing, even gets a position out of it. Now, he can actually, I'm sure he'll play this off the yellow. The red's too far away, and you'd have to unleash a big stroke in order to avoid kisses. So he's going to finesse this on the either side of that ball, actually, other side of the yellow ball, actually. If he can judge the action of the table, it might be best to go off the left side of the yellow. It looks like he's pointing at something going short. I'm a little confused. He might be able to hit it very thin. Let's see what he does. He tried to go very short, which is more than the table. That was a lot to ask of the table. But he did leave Youngyu a very, very difficult shot. The cross table is possible, but it's very difficult to hit two long rails and avoid the red knocking the red into the white. Looks like that's what he's trying to do. Let's see if he's successful. He does, and he does it perfectly. That was a beautiful shot. Very aggressive, and it was very high quality, hitting the ball exactly where he needed to hit. The shot required a lot of power, and he definitely delivered perfect hit and the perfect amount of speed. It's so easy to be tempted to hit that thinner to make it easier to cross, but then that just creates kisses with the other ball. He avoided that by hitting it full, had the commensurate power to swing across the table and dive into the short rail in the nick of time. So it looks like he's going to try to play this directly. So it's a fine hit, and he'll have to try to hit near the corner with inside English. He'll pass the kiss with the red very easily, and he scores, and the table's open again. That was a perfect shot. Now, he might have a better shot off the white here. If he could spin this, find a good straight line to the long rail, then he can spin this slowly into the red. He's so close to the red, it's very hard to use it. But he's exploring it. It looks like he really wants to hit this red. It looks like he's going to try to go high speed and make it short and back it up. So let's see. 5 rails. Nailing the upper corner. He missed the corner. He missed the corner. But he extends his lead by 2 to 9. And in a 30-point game, every point is just so critical. John has he's going to hit the yellow first. It's so close. And the red is so far away and an off angle. He's going to hit the yellow. Short, long, short, long. But he's got to avoid going in that hole. There's a big gap between the red and the long cushion. And he's got to judge where the follow breaks and curves. It's very easy to go too short. He has to hit this. And he got the big curve. He decided to simplify it and just play it directly, 3 rails. It's a very smart play to avoid the hole. That's not a two-way shot. That's a one-way shot. So he chose the right way and is rewarded for making a deliberate choice and making a correct choice. Now I think for the position, the natural position, he'll thin the left side of the yellow to bring it to the middle of the table. He should be able to pass a kiss with his cue ball coming first before the yellow ball crosses it. And he'll do everything he can to avoid going in the hole. It's very delicate. He's got to get a perfect hit. At this speed, there's a little bit of curving involved with the cue ball, but he judges it perfectly and just misses the point. Probably by 2 millimeters or less. And if he had made that, he would have had such an easy shot. He may have run 3 more. I think he's just gotta stay calm and wait for his opportunities. Youngyu's gonna stun this to the long rail with inside and spin it again. Has to make sure he doesn't find a hole here. Takes care of that. Balls are wide open, and he's got 10 points. He might be able to play this off the red ball. I kind of like that. He's thinking of playing this off the red ball. Off the white ball, the third rail is very small. He could also go 4 rails off the white, but that's got a bunch of kisses in it that I think he'd rather avoid. Off the red ball, very thin and avoiding a kiss right near the corner, he can easily spin down. So a special technique, a special stroke, and but he has to clip the first ball and miss a kiss right after 1 rail. Let's see if he does it. Perfectly. He's executing so well. Boy, the balls could have landed a little easier, but he does have a couple of bank shots with big faces to hit. I think he's looking at hitting the long, short, long, the upper long rail in the corner. And hitting the red first on this bank shot. That way he can hit any amount of red ball and still score. He can hit 1/8 of a ball, 1/2 a ball, 1/4 ball, probably even 3/4 of the ball and still score. So he's a pretty wide target. I expect him to make this shot. He'll hit this with a very natural rolling speed. You can really feel the shot. I'm very surprised that he missed that. I think he might be too. But he returns and he still has his lead. Definitely not insurmountable. John Park he knows he can get rid of this tiny lead with 1 inning. 1 good inning. But he has a difficult shot. This is not an easy shot. He can try to hit. He can try to hit the red ball, very thin. It looks like he's going to try to go to the end rail, and then with a sensitive. He tried to play it long, short, short, with almost no English. And it looks like he may have needed to have a little hold up on that shot, a little bit of reverse. Okay, but it was a very good effort. It was very close. And young Lee can decide to feather the white or hit the white thin and drop it in for a short angle. Or he even has a chance to hit the red ball first and come in flat. But I think he'll go for the short angle. He's looking at the short angle. He's lining it up. Let's see if he gets the hit. Caught it a hair too thin. Caught it a hair too thin, and let's see what he leaves John Park. John Park has some short angles that he can play. He can play 5 rails off the left side of the red, but it's got a bunch of kisses he needs to avoid narrowly. I think there's probably a way for him to play this off the yellow in a short angle and miss a kiss by 1 centimeter. If he's able to cue it sort of low. It's hard to see what he's thinking about doing. He doesn't like the possible kiss on the yellow, so he decided to go 5 rails, and he's got to make sure he slices that red ball in between the yellow and the short rail. Otherwise, there's a kiss. And there's another kiss he needs to pass, but he passes them all and he makes the point. That was a really great shot. Now, if we take a look at this shot, he's searching for everything he can possibly do on this yellow ball, since he likes to get a good clean hit on the first ball. Now, if he feathers this ball, he can play this short, long, long, but he's got to judge the holdup on the second long cushion. And he passes the kiss narrowly See if he judges the hold up. Missed it just by a hair. He was very concerned of avoiding the first kiss, and I think that to find that right balance is so difficult sometimes. But he hedged himself a little bit, and he's left Youngyu with a bank shot. And I do think that so Youngyu's planning to return the safety here. He's going to hit the yellow full enough not to hit the red, and then go up and down, and leave distance with his opponent. He's not going to take any chances. Oh, he played a time shot. He played that time shot, but he just missed the timing slightly. That was a really interesting try. He played the time shot, and those are the most difficult types of shots to attempt. But believe it or not, sometimes your best chance of scoring is so difficult, and that's the right choice. A long time ago, people used to play what they called intentional safeties, shots that had no chance of scoring and 100% chance of leaving distance and a difficult shot. But that's never a successful strategy against a player that's always going to have some chance of scoring. He's got to avoid a kiss between the red and the yellow here. Let's see how he does it. Flat ball. He's got to slice the red away from the white, from the yellow. Very good try. And John leaves the table. He's always going to, he's never going to try to leave Youngyu in between the balls. But in this case, he's left Youngyu quite a natural shot. He could play this off the left side of the red and with minimal English, and then try to keep the ball flat. It looks like what he's trying to do. Almost no English, very little English, pretty firm. Wow. Hit that with he hit that with a speed that had a very fortunate backup. He apologizes to his opponent. That was a lucky shot. Lucky shots count too, and he gets his 12th point. Another bank shot. He's going to try to go deep, deep into the corner here. So good. He hit the short rail first with a tight inside English and whipped around the corner to go extremely short. It was a kind of maximum, so he was able to judge it, and he knew what the table would accept, played the natural, and nailed it. He's rewarded here with a 3-rail shot off the right side of the white. He'll hit it full enough so that it doesn't kiss the red, but not so full that it goes across the table to kiss the red. Very firm. Stun it to the middle of the short rail. Ton of English. And a little bit too much English. And with that inning, extends his lead 13-8. We're approaching the middle of the game, and John Park really needs to make a move here. He knows it, and he has an opportunity right now. If he hits the left side of the yellow with maximum right English, he can go short, long, and go around 4 rails. He needs to avoid the yellow ball, who's crossing back and forth. He hit it a little full, so it actually teased the red. However, he tried to hit that ball thinner to avoid any problems with the red, and also so that he can possibly even go shorter on that shot and take a fifth rail before the red. But that's an unforced error, and he's sitting down and thinking about that. Youngyu jumps on this, double the rail. He's gonna hit short, long, short, clip the red, and get into the white. And he does. He barely scrapes the red on the way in, and then that was enough to scrape the white on the way out. Very nice shot. That particular shot, judging by the speed he used, it wasn't a two-way shot. He couldn't hit the white first and score on the red. He had to hit the red, but he did it. And now he's got another shot, and he's got to be careful not to go 3 rails and then find that hole in the corner. He's got to choose short or long. Let's see what he does. Decides to go short, but did he go too short? Too short. And he leaves a similar shot for John. So he makes 1 point on that last inning and gives him 14. John can hit that, needs to hit this very, very thin, and he has some freedom to potentially hit directly into the red, which I think what he'll do. 3 rails directly into the red, long, playing it long. But he hit too much ball. He hit too much ball. Barely misses it. A couple of very, very close shots here. Players missing just by tiny margins. Youngyu's going to play the red first, and it looks like he might go for a 5-rail shot. He can hit the red full enough to drive it away from this side of the table, avoid any problems with the white, and in doing so, he can go long. I don't think he has an angle to play this directly. So you can hit a little bit more ball and spin it long, short, and long. 5 rails. Long, short, long. And, whoa, missed by a centimeter. Less than a centimeter. Well, he left a little distance here. John's going to try across table, but he's got to make sure he cuts that yellow ball away from the red as he crosses. Sometimes that requires you to put a little right English, less follow. You have to balance that combination with the speed so that when you arc across the table, you get a perfect line to score. Let's see how if he avoids the kiss from the yellow and the red perfectly. Oh, he played long, long, long. So long, 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 but he didn't play long, 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 long. He needed 4. So just shy of the speed. But he did avoid the kiss though, and that's fortunate because now he's left a tough shot for Youngyu. Youngyu will attempt to go 4 or 5 cushions here. I think he'll go 5. The natural safety, natural position, and hopefully natural scoring. 1, 2, oh, he's playing at 4. He caught it a little thinner, much thinner than he wanted to in that case. But he does leave a tough shot for John, who will try to cross it again, but it's much more difficult to avoid the yellow into the red now. From this angle, if he hits it too thin, he could get a kiss right away after the first rail. If he tries to hit it fuller to drive the yellow in between the red and the corner, it might be too full to hook back into toward the short rail. So I'm curious to see how he's going to solve it. He slices it with hold up right English, hits it beautifully, and barely misses on both sides. Very unfortunate. He did achieve one thing though. He achieved maximum distance for Youngyu on this next shot. He nearly freezes him to the middle of the short rail, completely reducing his optionality on queuing. You know, with the rail bridge and 10 feet away, it's hard to make the hit that he needs on any shot. In any case, he's going to have to try to play a bank shot, 5 rails directly long into the white, and that's what he's looking at. Not maximum English. He's going to have to put a little less than maximum English, otherwise it'll go too short on this type of table. Oh, what he's doing here? He's trying to play at high speed. Boy, I don't even. I'm confounded. What is he trying? Something new. Let's see what he does. This will be beautiful. He makes it. Ah, he tried to hit the red ball after 1 rail and spin 2 more rails to hit the white. It must have laid in a position that he felt comfortable with. And sometimes that's all it takes for you to tempt you to try a shot. If you see the opportunity, you have to trust yourself and go with it. Okay, so he's going to sort of stun this to the long rail, avoid all the kisses, and try to score on this ball, and he does it perfectly. He does it perfectly. And now he's going to try to make his move here because he's left himself with a natural either off the yellow. I think he'll play this off the yellow, 5 rails. Yeah, this shot is off the inside of the yellow. It's going to be the 5 rails. Drive the yellow out to avoid the kiss and then come around 5 rails. 1, 2. Oh, he sliced it to avoid the kiss, which worked out beautifully. And he leaves the yellow behind and pushes the red up. And he's got a very easy 4 rail shot. He should play this long. It's very natural. Long. You can always go directly, but to score easily, I think hitting directly long is what he'll attempt. Yes. And it finds a great line. Does it find a hole? Does it find a hole? He found the hole. Boy, he's a little disappointed. He knows that he needs those points, especially now that he's left his cue ball. He used the speed that leaves his cue ball very close. And Youngyu jumps on this like there's no kiss at all. If he plays on the outside of the ball, there's definitely no kiss, and that's maybe looks like what he's doing. Or he can slice it thin and then hook the ball to create an angle and go on the inside of the ball. Let's see what he does. Yes, that's what he did. He avoided the kiss, but then he hooked too much. He hooked too much, and it went long. It slid long. Now, there's an interesting time shot he could possibly play. If he slices that yellow ball into the red, that's possible. I don't know if he'll venture to try that. Perhaps that's too adventurous. I think more natural is to just cut the yellow between the red and the rail and then just roll it around naturally to score on the red. That's what he's going to try. And he hits it beautifully. Perfect. Now here's a shot where he can do something, he plays some kind of umbrella underneath by hitting the rails first underneath these balls. Or if he could reach it, he can and he's looking at possibly queuing lefty. He can play a natural 4-railer. It looks like that's what he's going to try. 4 or 5 railer on this side of the ball. Looks like it's going to be 4. Can he avoid the kiss? Yes, he avoids a kiss. Will he make the point? Yes, he makes the point. Beautiful shot. It's a beautiful shot, and he leaves himself a feather-thin hit on the red with no English, which I don't know if he's going to try to take on. It's such a sensitive hit. He's thinking about just feathering the left side of the yellow. That's what it looks like he's looking at. It's going to take a perfect hit. And if he nails the deep into the corner, he can make it long enough to hit the red. And he does that, but does he have enough English? He does have enough English. That was a beautiful, intricate shot. So nice. That's 12. So he's within two away to tie this up. And he defended, scored, played position. He did everything right. Of course, that was the natural effect of the selection, but anyway, perfect. He's looking on the yellow because if he hits this long, short, long, long, and driving this yellow to the left side, his left side of the red ball, then he can kind of play a little bit of a defense shot at the same time. So it's attack and defend. Oh, he feathers it. He's been so successful with these hits. He feathers it and he makes a perfect shot. Beautiful. I almost didn't see that angle. And look, he has a shot off the red here. If he hits this slow with low right, he can get out of that corner without a kiss and go tracking toward the middle of the long rail. And I think that's what he's going to try. It's not too difficult shot. It's part of the repertoire. And I think he can do it. He's looking at the corner to see if he can go long enough. I think he can. He's abandoning it. He's going to do something off the yellow. He's going to do something off the yellow. I thought he had the angle, but apparently he didn't feel like he had it. He's going to try to stun it to the short rail and then spin it, hook it, spin it in 2 more rails. Short, long, short, short, long, long. Oh, he tried to hold it up with it. He tried to hold it up. This was very sensitive and touchy. And now he leaves Youngyu. But he runs a 4 on that inning, and now he's got 14. He tied it up. Youngyu's got a 5-rail shot, 5 or 6 rails. He should be able to avoid all the kisses with the white as it crosses back and forth. Oh, but not that time. I think he was trying to hit it full enough so that it would bounce out before he passes. A little bit fortunate to leave John in the middle of the table with the balls in the opposite corners. Those are some of the hardest shots that anybody can face. Usually results in some sort of cushion first shot. I think he's going to go rail first, yellow. Short, long, long, red. Seems to be the only solution here, but he's got to judge the hook after the ball and try to hit the long cushion right in the middle of the table. He hits it perfectly, does everything right, and scores. And finally, John Park takes the lead in this match. So he's the first. He was behind the entire match, and right in the middle of the game, he's the first to get to the middle of the game. And he'd like to take charge from now on, but it's not going to be easy with Youngyu opposing him. Youngyu's now thinking, how did I lose? How am I behind in this match now? I had such a lead. hopefully we'll start to see some more offensive play. Here it begins. He avoids the kiss very skillfully and lands with perfect control over this. I think he's going to play this as a cross table off the yellow. Let's see if it looks better in this angle. Yeah, he's going to play the yellow and try to go long, long, long. Or if he feels that he has the touch, he can play this long, long, short right before the red. But he has options here. Let's take a look at it from the overhead. Long, long, short, it looks like he's trying. Oh, long, long, long. Oh no, long, long, short, he felt it. And he's looking to extend his lead. He's got the perfect position to do so. With all the balls on this side of the table, he has nothing but naturals. He'll hit the inside of the yellow with inside English. Drive the yellow out and try to go 3 cushions directly into the red. Here it comes. He drives the yellow almost exactly where it was, but it's almost frozen to the rail. This is okay. He actually has a shot off the red ball. That might be the best shot from here. But I think he'll play the left side of the yellow because it's just so easy. But when you're so close to the ball, you're tempted to hit the shot. He'll have to hook the ball to the second rail. He can get the perfect arc, the perfect hit, and he can also defend at the same time. Because if he hits it with a little speed, he'll threaten to score. If he misses, he can rejoin the red. He hit the speed to stay away from it, but I think he maybe rushed that a little bit. And that's 4, and he finally takes a lead. And now the players are deciding to take a break. After the middle of the game, it's customary to take a break. So we're going to take a break. This is a very exciting match. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Predator Carom, with the Predator Revo 3-cushion CRM cue. Predator Arena billiard lights, 3cushioncues.com, where you can buy any of the new Predator Revo shafts. Predator Revo 11.8 for Carom, for pool, and also the Predator lights. We thank Carom Cafe for having this event. It's the first event since the pandemic. We had a little bit of play, but not a bigger tournament like this one. And so very excited and thankful to Michael Kang for allowing us to do so safely. The players are taking a break. I think Youngyu is going to be thinking over the break about how he's gone from a commanding lead to now being behind, and it's almost the end of the game. And John is going to try to stay pumped up. He realizes the momentum shift has already begun, and he needs to keep this momentum and try to finish out this game. It's a very important match. The loser is out of the tournament. We're in the knockout phase of the final 16. After this round, we're going to go into the quarterfinals and determine a champion later this afternoon. It's very exciting. The field is very strong. We have several national champions in the field, some multinational champions like Hugo Patino. The current national champion is Taegyu Lee. Youngyu Lee is actually his older brother, who was once a runner-up in the nationals many years back. He took a hiatus from the game, but he's come back in the last couple of years, playing just as strong as when he stopped playing. So sort of a sibling rivalry going on between the two of them. A healthy and very competitive, two brothers, which bring a lot to the game. A lot of excitement, and both of them play very offensively, which is always nice to see. We also have some other very strong players. Sonny Cho is a famous U.S. and New York player. Harry Pena, who seems to be winning everything these days. Carlo Mario, Sang-Jin Lee, lots of really top three-cushion talent here. And we're back from the break. Young Yu's at the table, and his opponent's just returning, and they're ready to start again. So let's see what happens at this end game. John Park now, after trailing the entire game, runs a 4 to take the lead, and now we're going to have a very exciting finish here. Maximum English spin shot, drive the white out, and spin into this corner to attack the red. Cinches it. Cinches it. Table's wide open. Now, he's got a 4-railer off the left side of the red. Or he can force with maximum left English and double the short rail. That's a possibility too. I wonder what he's looking at. If there's some sort of a shot off the red ball. Looks like he's going to go 4 rails off the left side of the red. He's hitting it low, so he makes sure his cue ball doesn't arc forward, and he'll try to take a straight line. Hits it perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. Very aggressive. That's 2. And he seems to be rewarded. Let's take a look at the line. Ooh, it's not that easy. If you can spin this off of the long rail into the short rail, then make a ticky on the way back, it's very, very, very possible. That's what he's looking at. Little glitch there. Okay, so let's see. Looks like he's going to try to spin this into the red, 2 rails into the back of the red. If he hits 2 rails and then the back of the red, he should roll in to score. And he may even create himself a position. So let's see. It's going to be a delicate shot. Kind of umbrella type shot. Oh, he hit it so thin on the way out. It's very unfortunate. Very difficult to not get back to the rail after kicking 2 rails to the back of that ticky. He's a little bit disappointed he didn't make that. I think he was figuring to make that shot and play a position. So a little misfortune there. And he hit it with a speed that would make a 2-rail hit like that very unlikely, and he still got it. So John's going to hit it pretty full on the red and then try to go to the left side, 3 rails. Does he find a hole? He found a hole. So in those shots, sometimes the hole is so small, but you have to choose one way. He didn't hit that badly. He just, I guess it was just a little unfortunate. But that hole exists, and it always seems to be there when you least need it. Well, actually, I don't know why you would ever need a hole in billiards, we don't like having holes on the table. So Youngju's back at the table. He's playing this off the red ball. He'll spin to the short rail, long, short, attack the white. If he misses it, he retreats, leaves some distance. But it doesn't matter, the table's open, so John Park should have some sort of shot here. I do see a bunch of kisses that he needs to avoid, but very makeable shots. 5-rail shot off the right side of the red. Or I should say a 6-rail off the right side of the red. He doesn't want to hit the left side because he might drive the red into the yellow. He passes this kiss very well, and 6 rails. And now 4 rails directly. If he thins the yellow on the right side, he should be able to pass that red ball and then go around and try to stay directly. So he'll hit this yellow very thin. He's got to make sure the yellow doesn't cross and interfere with his cue ball as it comes around to the 3rd and 4th rails. He's thinking about how he's going to avoid this kiss. He's thinking about how he doesn't want to get a hole in the red. There's a gap there that he can go right through. So let's see how he passes all these kisses. Well, he avoids the kiss completely, which is great. And he goes directly into the red. Perfect shot and rewarded with a position. That was a beautiful control shot by John. And he's in perfect control now. He avoided the kiss by 2 feet, and now he's got a perfect natural. He can hit this 3, or if he wants to play it short with a little speed and back it up, that's great too. He could play it on the outside of the yellow if he wants to, if he feels very confident on scoring. He's actually looking at the red ball, and he's going to slice it, spin in the corner, and try to turn that yellow ball big. He's just got to make sure the red ball doesn't slice right into it. He avoids that completely, nails the point, 100% of the ball, and he gets to 21st. Now this is interesting because he doesn't have too many shots off the yellow unless he's going to reverse it around the table and spin it, which seems to be the only thing he's looking at. Yes, I think he should take a look at possibly going 2 rails into the red, hitting it pretty full, and then stunning back to the short rail. But he's going to give up on that. There's no defense in that. He wants to keep his lead. He doesn't want to split this way. It's so important this inning. So he's going to reverse around, and he'll leave Youngju's cue ball far away from his work in case he misses. And he's got a great chance to make this, actually, which he doesn't do because he gets another strange kiss. Quite unfortunate. And Youngju now back. John Park scores 3. Younggu's looking at spinning all the way to the short rail, catching the long rail, and then another long rail to the corner. Perfect, perfect, perfect. He judged the angle perfectly. And he needs to take back his lead. He's fighting to take back his lead. This is a battle between New York and Houston. John Park is widely known as the best player from Houston. And Younggu, one of the better players from New York, both trying to represent their billiard states. Wow, very nice. Hits that with a lot of confidence. I really like how he hit that. He may have a kind of ticky here if he can spin it. Looks like he's playing the outside of the ball. He's checking his vest to make sure he doesn't foul the ball. Just going to take a look at his possibly getting an extension. No, he puts it back. So he's going to try to play the outside of the white ball with English. And then short, long, long. With a speed to make it short, long, long, short if he needs it. Perfect. Ooh! He had the speed to make that backup possible, but the table it's late in the game and the table's shortening up a little bit, so it doesn't have that slide to back it up. It's possible that those holes could become bigger when the table's getting stickier. He has to maybe tweak his speed a little bit. A little faster may have made that possible. And John happy to get back to the table. It's not that easy of a shot. He's looking to play some kind of hold-up of the very sensitive sort. He can also play kind of a cross-table type of shot from the outside of the ball. It looks like he might be doing that. Long, long, long. This is not that easy. Very sensitive. But he executes it perfectly. Beautiful shot. 22. Now he'll hit the yellow pretty full and go all the way up in the corner with English. That looks to be the best choice. So now Younggu struggling to regain his lead is now faced with this five rail shot he's going to try. Which he hits a little too short. Park wondering if he can play. This is exceedingly difficult. Very difficult to catch dead corner and catch a third rail on the long rail. That's what he's looking at. He's got to hit deep in the corner with a little bit of an arc to the first rail. It's not enough. He had kiss problems also. I mean, he had to hit dead corner, and there were kisses there too. So it was an intricate shot. He tried to pass the kisses, and it was a good try, but very difficult. Youngyu back at the table again with another chance to erase this lead, which he'll try to do. He can do it, but does he have the positions? He's going to try to go long, long, long. Should be able to pass kisses with the white. One, long, long, long. Very, very good. And he's rewarded. If he hits this ball deep into the corner, into the lower left corner, he might be able to get 5 rails out of this. It's going to take a stroke, but that's not easy. A lot of power required on this one. He wants to take a straight line. He doesn't want to hook to the first rail. The last thing he wants to do is hook at all, because he'll definitely go too short. So it's just very challenging. And it looks like he might be playing another shot. Yeah, he's going to try to go on the inside of the ball and hook forward and catch a third rail right before the ball. This is very, very intricate, but I kind of like the choice, because the 5 rail was really looking like a bad idea. There's a little bit of defense in this one as well. He doesn't mind leaving John Park's cue ball buried in the corner. And John doesn't like to hit, nobody likes to hit a ball that's 10 feet away. Looks like he's going to try going 2 rails behind it. He wanted to hit it full, have the follow turn to draw. It was a good try, but very challenging shot. It involved a lot of different factors that he had to achieve, like hitting it full on the back of the ball, having enough action to make it follow back into the cushion. Very intricate shot, but failed in this attempt. Now, Youngyu's going to try to hit 5 rails, 4 or 5 rails. Here's the 4th. Perfect shot. And opens the position. Now he's going to cut this red ball away from the long rail and find the corner to return to the white. Pretty sure he'll make this. And he does. We would like to shoot this lefty and play the shortest path, but the cueing is awkward. He's not the tallest player, so reaching the shot is difficult. Perfect. And just like that, Youngyu ties it up. And now he's thinking, now that he's regained his, erased the lead, now he has to attack and finish the game. They both need 8 to win, and he's facing a very, very challenging shot. It may be possible to super feather this ball and get 3 rails. The line might be there, or you can go long, short, short, or short, short, long. Perfect, beautiful. Short, long, short, very nice. So sensitive, the English, the exact English on the first rail to change the line of the ball. And now he can drive, he can actually play this off the red ball or the white. The white, he's got to judge the action perfectly. He's going to try to. Interesting to see how he passes this. Perfect shot. Perfect shot. So intricate the way he passed that kiss. So now he can drop this in, or he can play long, long, long. I think he might play long, long, long. Big ball. He'll attack this with a high ball, with good speed. Long, 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 but really expected to make that. That was an unforced error. So he runs 5 and leaves John a shot where it's not that easy. He's got to maybe play an end rail shot off the yellow. It's hard to reach. He can play the red ball and go 4 rails off the right side of the red ball. But he would have to cut that thin, and the red could start flirting with the yellow. So might be a tiny window here to double the rail. If he hits the red, clips the red, and then has a lot of English, he can double the rail. That might be what he's looking at. Yes, that is. It's going to take a very accurate hit. He's got to hit the corner exactly where he wants. And he's got to have the perfect amount of English, because he can, if he overspins it, he's going to try across table, long, 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 very high speed. Oh, no, that happened so fast. I don't think anybody can see the cushions, but anyway, it was not a good shot. He tried to hit a little fuller and go directly to the long rail, the other long rail, and then follow back into the same first long rail. 7 rail shot here. How did he hit it? Very well. Very well. And he looks pumped up. Now, if he hits the short rail first with a tight inside English or right English, he can hit he can catch the long rail and the other long rail in the middle of the table and make this ball find the line. And I think that's what he's trying. slipped away from him? No, he got it perfectly. And he's left with a very awkward line. It's not an easy shot. Red ball. Short, long, long. He's pointing where he thinks his third rail should be. He's deciding whether he should play 3 rails only or 5. 3 rails or 4, I should say. And we don't know which one he's decided, but we'll find out. He'll definitely have a lot of English on this, though. 1, 2. Looks like he's got 2.5, 3.5. I mean, just misses. But he extends his lead by another couple of points. And John has a challenging shot. Not easy, but if he slices the yellow away from the red, he could use draw and spin to create a favorable line for the cue ball. It's a nice touch. It's a very good effort. He passed the kisses. He controlled everything. He just forgot to make the point. And now Youngyu is faced with a situation where he has to hit dead corner, or he can go off the left side of the white and play natural, which it looks like what he's doing. He's going to make sure he doesn't bank the white into the red, destroy the shot. So he's going off the left side. He's going to try to nail the corner. Let's see if he does it. He does. He hits it perfectly in the corner, and he's playing for 3. And the balls have stopped in a very, very favorable position. You can hit 1 rail to the short rail. He's not even looking at it, though. I don't know what he's looking at. Ah, he's playing at 5 rails, so he's got to hit it very, very full and get his cue ball to find the line for 5 rails. That's a great shot. Playing for 2. Not too easy here. But he does have a shot off the right side of the red with English. And you can try to spin it very thin so that the red doesn't make any kiss problems. But anyway, very thin. And he'll go and attack the white and probably end up retreating near the red in case he misses. Which he does. And hedges himself with a little safety. But this 28 puts a lot of pressure on John Park. Behind by 6 points, facing a tough, tough shot. What does one do? Interested to see what he'll come up with, because I hardly see anything. Well, he could try to... There is a shot that he could try, which is to hit the left side of the yellow, cut it in between the red and the cushion. In other words, bank the yellow in between that little hole between the red and the cushion, short rail, and then drop his cue ball to the long, short. And if he does that, he might be able to get some distance between the object ball, the opponent's cue ball and the shot. But that's really hard. At this distance, it's hard to really touch the ball exactly where you need to. He's going to try to cross, go across the table underneath. This was a very intricate shot. And, oh, it was heading to score. He got kissed, and it was still wanting to score. Very, very difficult. Very unlucky roll. It was both lucky and unlucky. But it was a very, very good effort. Very good try. A great stroke. He hit the ball perfectly, actually. You know, who could anticipate that? And here we are, Young Yu. Wow, intricate six-railer. Playing for one. He's got an open shot. An intricate shot with a hole. He's got to hit this with some speed in order to get it short enough to score after 3 rails. Otherwise, there'll be a hole underneath the red. And he hits it perfectly. So Young Yu advances. John Park had a great tournament, but Young Yu took an early lead. John Park made a great comeback, and then Young Yu eventually closed it out. It was a great game, and he's going to continue into the quarterfinals. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Predator CRM, Predator Carom cues with the new Revo 11.8 Carom shafts, Predator Arena billiard light, 3cushioncues.com, where you can get all the Predator cues and lights. Carom Cafe for holding this event in a safe environment for the players to get back into the game that we love. All the players that attended and all the spectators that are watching. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun watching that game. Very exciting match. Both players played very well. At this time, Young Yu Lee won against John Park. Very entertaining. Ira Lee. Hope you enjoyed the match, and stay tuned for the quarterfinals coming up very soon.